To protect the sheep, you have to catch a wolf, and it takes a wolf to catch a wolf. Some of you are raising wolves in your house. The kids are straight up wolves. They are no longer the sheeps. You got 12 and 13-year-old wolves in your house. If you got to explain to your child more than once that you want the garbage out, then you raising a wolf, and you the sheep. If you got to tell your son to turn off the game more than once and he's still playing in the room and he got the volume low, then you're a sheep and he's a wolf. If you got to tell your daughter, no, you cannot wear that to school. You cannot dress like that. I don't want you dressing like that at 11 years old. And when you find out, you get a phone call from the school and she got the outfit in her book bag, then you raising a wolf. We got to stop being the sheep and we got to become the wolves again, because nowadays the kids in this generation are the wolves. And it's nothing but wolves feeding on wolves. And the parents are at home being sheeps, thinking everything is good and gravy when they send their child to school. Mind you, you're raising a little wolf. You're not controlling the household. We're not getting back to the days where you walk into a room and you had to speak to everybody in the room. You had to show respect. It wasn't no, I got my headphones on and I'm listening to music. There's no respect nowadays. The kids are becoming the wolves. And until these parents become wolves again and stop being sheep and letting the kids run all over them, get back to the chores, get back to the good grades, get back. I remember the days when I used to come home from school. If I ain't have a good report card, it went from coming home at 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock to coming home around 7:30, 8 o'clock because I was shook. Those were the days I'm talking about. Those are the days that the kids today are missing. They not shook no more. Y'all don't got them scared. They don't care if they come home with bad grades. They don't care what you're talking about. They coming in the house, they throwing off their shoes. The dishes, the dish is just full, the sink is full of dishes, mind you. They go into their room, they slam the door, and they pump on that Bobby Shmurda music, and they tune you out. So you have lost control of the household. And now the wolves are raising wolves, because now these 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds that are not listening to you, they going out there and they producing babies. They producing a whole foxhole of little wolves, and it's wolves on top of wolves. And you, the adult, is the sheep. They got you shook in your own house. Regain your power back. Regain the structure in the household. Do not let the little young man tell you what's going on. If he don't want to eat today, then guess what? He ain't eating, because you didn't spend all your time in the kitchen 2 to 3 hours cooking and coming home from work just for him to tell you he's not hungry. You didn't spend all your time in that kitchen slaving away, cleaning up, making sure the food was right for him to tell you that he want McDonald's. No, stop buying food out for him. Stop catering to his needs, because you're the adult. You're the wolf in the house. And if you ain't going to act like the wolf, he's going to be the wolf. And guess what? When that wolf goes from a little pup, a little hound dog, and gets to a big adolescent gremlin wolf, what you going to do then? What you going to do when he's outside tearing up the neighborhood? Because that's what happens. It goes from a little wolf to a pack of wolves. Then you got the pack of the wolves coming in your house and they telling you what to do. They're opening up your fridge. They drinking up the soda and the Kool-Aid. They telling you what's for dinner, ma. These are not even your kids, but they asking you what's up. And they 12 and 13 years old because you decided to be a sheep. Stop being a sheep in your own household. You pay the rent. He don't pay the rent. You have the bills. You got the light on. You got the electricity running. Not because of him. So when he want the money for them Jordans, make sure he wash them dishes. Make sure he bring you back A pluses and B's, because we're not going to tolerate low grades and you're going to get a fresh pair of Yeezys. That's not how it's going to work in the household. And until y'all realize that and go back to the old school ways of really whooping some ass and letting these kids know that you are the wolf and not the sheep, then they're going to run right over you and they're going to bark all over the neighborhood and cause havoc, because there's no structure. We got to get back to the structure. We got to get back to being on top of things, getting back to the open school nights, getting back to pulling up at the school when your son has a bad grade, getting back to talking to the teachers one-on-one, face-to-face, and getting down to the nitty-gritty and finding out what's wrong with the children coming up. What's wrong with your son? Why he bringing in those bad grades? Why he want to be the class clown? Why he want to be the joke of the whole entire classroom? Mind you, all the other kids are doing good, but your son is not, because he's in the house and he's the wolf and you the sheep. He got you cowering to your room. He got you lowering down your television because he's playing the game. He got you telling you, be quiet, ma, I'm on the phone. He's 12 years old and he's running the house. Stop letting it happen. Become the wolf again. Stop letting the sheep take over to the wolf's place. If you're going to be a wolf, be a wolf. And it takes a wolf to protect a wolf.